So, the original video I was going to post this week was something completely different, but considering the Min Heejin case has finally resolved somewhat, I thought now would be a good time to say my thoughts and my feelings towards it, especially since it's kind of devolved into in a rapid pace by the end of it. So, here's that. I think it's about time we recognize that Min Heejin's true talent isn't creative design and creative directory, but instead causing scandal. I really did not expect her to outdo herself from the last scandal of associating New Jeans tangentially to a terrorist group from Spain, but she has really outdone herself this time. I hats off to her, really, because this is just insanity. And the real insidious part about this whole New Jeans thing is that she has associated New Jeans' identity so hard with hers because no, this isn't New Jeans isn't an adore group. It's a Min Heejin group. She is the secret hidden sixth member of New Jeans, and she wants you to know that New Jeans' success comes solely from her efforts and her talents alone. That's the way it comes off. She is so egocentric that she had to put herself in the identity of New Jeans. She had to make her a central part of their identity. And because like, think about it, what other creative director has been so vocal and so public about the groups that they direct for? Exactly. None of them. She is the most like upfront about it. She wants you to know that this is hers. She has ownership of this group and she wants you to know it. And the problem with this is that any scandal that Min Heejin gets into ultimately also goes back to New Jeans. They are going to be tied to her till the end of dawn, or unless they are able to completely sever her, which I hope they do because I don't think the girls deserve this. They don't deserve to get the blame for Min Heejin's poor behavior, which unfortunately I see happening because people can't hate on Min Heejin the way they want to, so they're taking out their frustrations and putting it onto New Jeans, and I just don't think that's fair. So my frustration lies in this video of Danielle and Eunchae on Music Bank, right? Eunchae is a host and Danielle is performing there in her group, right? They're both about to say something at the same time. Eunchae relents and lets Danielle say her final piece, right? Which happens to be, "Thank you, Min Heejin, we love you," or something along those lines, right? So people are overanalyzing this, like as they always do, because they're overanalyzing like a millisecond of when Eunchae's smile just neutralizes. She doesn't frown. She just kind of gives a shocked expression, or maybe even a little bit embarrassed because they're both speaking at the same time, and it's an awkward situation. But like they're really overanalyzing it, being like, "How dare Danielle? How dare Danielle? Like have the audacity to speak over Eunchae? How dare she? And on top of that, say they're her bully's name." Now wait a minute, because that's what people are saying. But like, when has Min Heejin been Les Seraphim's bullies? Now let's get this right. I understand that allegedly she has been leaking their information, and that's awful, but that has nothing to do with Le Seraphim's hate train. Le Seraphim's hate train stems from I guess you can make an argument for two things: their poor vocal talents and them dancing in a church. Two things Min Heejin has no control over. And look, I will never be defending Min Heejin. I think any shot she can get is perfect, is like fine. But in this certain scenario, she is not responsible for the hate train that Le Seraphim got. That was completely organic, and we know this because many other groups have gone through the same thing. I've said it multiple times, but this is the exact copy and paste hate train that Twice got during their Signal era. Like, this is not new. And acting like someone had to manufacture this hate when no, this is just fans acting deranged. So there's two reasons I dislike Min Heejin being blamed for this. But most predominantly, I hate that New Jeans is getting blamed for this. Is that one, the most serious issue is that it is taking the fault away from fans who have taken the criticism for Les Seraphim's poor vocals, and they're taking away the responsibility from them and putting it on Min Heejin. Like some outside source was the reason why fans went rabid over them. When that is not the case. We're taking the blame away from fans who took it too far, who had their pitchforks ready for the new group that they're going to spear, and that so happened to be Les Seraphim with their poor timing. And I don't think that's correct. I think we need to look into ourselves as a community and see what is with our consistent need to find a new group to fervently hate to the extent that we did, because this is not normal. And I guess now that people are bored of hating on Les Seraphim, New Jeans, see, like I'm confusing the two. New Jeans has become the new target for these pitchforks, and it's just not fair. I really don't think that's fair. The second reason that I dislike this, and this is more personal, is because I hate behavioral scientists. It's a pseudoscience. It is not real, and I hate people who take it seriously. And I hate more people who do this type of stuff. Because don't we remember Mina and Jimin's situation from AOA, in which people were retroactively looking into their past videos and overanalyzing every little movement to prove that Jimin was a bully, when we learned that in fact she was not being a bully. And now they're doing the same thing here. We're starting to see the beginnings of that. I bet you that there's going to be clips of people overanalyzing New Jeans' behavior and their clips and trying to pinpoint that no, they're the actual villains of the K-pop world. Like I can already see it happening, and I don't want that to happen. I really want it to stop in its tracks, because I think this behavior is abhorrent. I really do. Another point I want to bring up, because a lot of people are mad that Danielle had thanked Min Heejin. And I don't understand why people are confused by this or even mad about this, because it is not weird for Danielle to have a lot of love for Min Heejin. Because obviously she must think that Min Heejin is the only person that has them in their corner. And this is especially true knowing that other Hybe employees have been ignoring them. No, that's what especially gets me, is that adults are ignoring these girls. They're acting so petty. They're punishing these girls. And the youngest is like, what, 15? The oldest is what, 20? They're punishing them for something that their CEO is doing. How is that fair? Do they not see that they're driving them further into a corner where they only have Min Heejin? They must really feel isolated when this adult has been protecting them, and protecting in quotation marks, because I don't think she has done a good job at even she hasn't done her due diligence in protecting them from scandal, and I don't think she's going to protect them now in the future. I don't think she cares about them the way she has made them believe they do. So yeah, New Jeans are the first victims of Min Heejin, excluding her work in SM. But in this case scenario, they are the first victims of her, because, and I don't understand why it's so hard to believe that they would still have a lot of love for her. I'm sorry, they're not the perfect victim. What would you want them to do? Because if they had just sided with Hybe, people would also be calling them backstabbers. So there's really no win-win situation here. And this is not coming from someone who's a huge bunny and like feels the need to defend them. I mean, I do feel the need to defend them because they are so young. And this whole situation, I feel, is so overwhelming for someone their age or their ages. And I wouldn't know what the proper course of action is. And them choosing, quote unquote, the wrong one isn't justification for the hate that they're about to get, is all I'm going to say. So these are my final thoughts on this whole situation. I think the more we focus away from Min Heejin and we start to focus on groups, we kind of lose the plot a bit. We lose the focus. The main target, it should be Hybe, because they're the ones who are doing wrong. It should not be on these groups who have little control over what happens behind the scenes. And anytime we stray away from that in the conversation, we are derailing any form of finding the truth or finding a solution. And also, this whole shifting the hate from Le Sserafim to New Jeans is ridiculous. This jump, the goal isn't to stop the hate from Le Sserafim, it's to stop the hate for any group. That's the goal. That should be the goal. This is not a zero-sum competition, The goal shouldn't be to transfer the hate to one group to another. That's all. I do have the other video ready. I mean, kind of ready. I have some of it ready, halfway through. So I might post it the week after, really close by. But yeah, this is about it. I want to talk about the Min Heejin scandal. I don't think I'll talk more about it because I'm not keeping up with it as much as I probably should. But this one thing I did want to talk about, because I do think it's derailing and it's going into insane territory. So yeah, until next time.